What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we are taking a look at an epic and indestructible Strand Hunter build. Quite possibly the best Strand Hunter build for Season of Defiance. This will be a great build for getting out of sticky situations, or tanking through heavy traffic while in higher level challenges, with the perfect combination of whimsical grappling along with the Assassin's Cowl exotic helmet, which is going to do wonders for Strand Hunters, as powered melee final blows and finishers grant a burst of healing and invisibility. Defeating any enemy with a charged melee or finisher is going to grant full health restoration, which can be a vital component in your survivability when taking on more challenging content. Add on the bonus of going invisible for a whole 15 seconds and you'll become quite unstoppable. Death-proof even, because not only does Strand offer the threaded needle as the hunter's charged melee, but when using the grapple, we also get the finishing punch at the end, which will trigger the effects of Assassin's Cowl, giving us not just 2 ways of becoming invisible and getting an instant burst of health, but 3 means of doing so. This combination synergizes very well with the Widow's Silk aspect, which is going to give us an additional grenade charge, allowing us to perform the grapple and charged punch far more often. We're also using the only other Strand aspect for hunters, Ensnaring Slam. While in the air, you can perform a slam attack that consumes your class ability and suspends all targets trapped within the radius of your slam. We're pairing these aspects up with the Thread of Ascent fragment, which when performing the grapple, our equipped weapon will be automatically reloaded. We get a 10-point boost to mobility as well, decreasing the cooldown of our dodge. And this fragment also provides a bonus in handling and airborne effectiveness for a short duration. This works out great because we can then utilize Gambler's Dodge instead of Marksman Dodge, getting our threaded needle charge back after every dodge when near enemies. We're also using Thread of Generation. While this does come with a 10-point deduction in Discipline, this grants grenade energy when dealing damage from any source, weapons, or abilities, and this will really help out towards making those grapples more spammable. Since the grapple attack and threaded needle create tangles, we're using Thread of Fury. Damaging an enemy with a tangle generates melee energy, nearly fully restoring that energy after hitting a target, whether the tangle is thrown or shot. And lastly, we're using Thread of Warding. When picking up an orb, we're granted Woven Mail, which provides 60% damage resistance for 10 seconds. This does not ward off precision and melee hits though. We really want to be able to get that Woven Mail. It's going to really add to our survivability when we can walk around getting health buffs, invisibility, and resistance. So we're applying a few particular armor mods that are really going to crank out some orbs with this build, starting with the multi-element siphon mods. I like going with Void and Strand because of my current loadout, which includes both Strand and Void weapons. This mod will give us orbs after rapid kills with those weapons. We're also using Heavy Handed, the arms mod that creates an orb after charged melee final blows. This is going to be triggered from both our threaded needle final blows and our grapple punch. And once we've added a few more mods to the mix, you're looking at a complete lineup of spammable abilities out of this Strand Hunter. Along with the Siphon mod, we're using Ashes to Ashes and Hands-On on our helmet, which is going to provide super energy whenever getting kills with our grenades and our melee attacks. It's no secret that the Strand Hunter super is overpowered as hell, so this will work out great to help get that super back even faster. On our arms, we're using Impact Induction. Causing damage with our melee attack is going to regenerate 20% energy back to our grapple. This does have a 7-second cooldown, but it really molds out this amazing synergy that we've got going on between all of our abilities. Along with Heavy Handed, we're also using Melee Kickstart. This does utilize the Armor Charge system and will consume stacks of Armor Charge when used. We'll get Armor Charge stacks when collecting orbs. When your melee is fully expended, your armor charges will be consumed to provide melee energy. The more stacks consumed, the more energy provided. For our chest armor, we're using resistance mods, along with Font of Endurance. Like Melee Kickstart, this will use the armor charge system, but while you have at least 1 stack of armor charge, you will receive a 30-point bump to your resilience until your armor charge has been depleted. Font of Endurance and other font mods are stackable, but the returns are diminished. While you'll get 30 points tacked on for one mod, you'll get 50 for 2. and 60 for the use of 3. On our leg armor, since we're making a ton of orbs, we're going to use Recuperation and Invigoration. This will provide us with additional health when picking up an orb and extra melee energy. A weapon surge mod would be a great idea here if you're looking for a boost towards your DPS. I'm only leaving it out of this build because our focus is more towards the abilities use than it is the weapons. We're also using Absolution, which is going to provide each ability with roughly 3 to 4% energy when collecting an orb. Like most of our prior choices, this is going to really flesh out the synergy that we have between our abilities, making them far more spammable and making you far more death-proof. For our class item, we're using Outreach, which is going to return 20% melee energy when we perform our dodge, giving us a nice 1-2 combo of dodge to evade, then throw a needle. We're also using Time Dilation. This will be a great addition to prolong the effects of Armor Charge, as it extends the overall time of decay, going from 10 seconds to 15 seconds with the use of 1 mod, and 18 seconds for the use of 2, 20 seconds for the use of 3. We're doubling down on Time Dilation here so that we can still use the benefits of Outreach and utilize armor stat mods. Since mobility governs our dodge cooldown, strength for our melee, and discipline for our grapple, these are the areas you should focus your armor stats towards. That way these abilities will recharge faster, making them more spammable, giving you invisibility and health regeneration far more often. Season of Defiance offers some particularly interesting mods that help Strand hunters out big time this season, such as the Authorized Strand and Authorized Grenades mod, reducing the cost and energy to apply these mods to your armor. We've also got Untangler. Destroying a tangle with a strand weapon suspends targets damaged by the explosion. Or Allied Unraveling. Rapid final blows with a strand weapon grant your weapon unraveling rounds with a longer duration when you're near allies. Threaded Blast will be a great final column mod which creates a larger, more damaging blast when tangles are destroyed with strand weapons. And speaking of weapons, this build really leaves the selection of weapons to its wielder. Weapons that come with traits like Wellspring, Pugilist, or Demolitionist will all be great, as these regenerate ability energies after kills. Weapons with the 2 Excess origin trait give a bonus to your discipline and strength after each kill, while your super energy is fully charged. And weapons that have the Braytech Inheritance origin trait will regenerate ability energy per hit, making any weapons that come with these traits or origins perfect candidates to pair up with this build. Exotics like Monte Carlo, Traveler's Chosen, and Quicksilver Storm will all pair up very nicely. And since this build is going to generate a ton of orbs, utilizing heavy weapons that come with explosive light will be a tremendous benefit, as those weapons get a boost in damage as you collect orbs. To the same token, the Parasite Exotic Grenade Launcher will make for a great option for DPS. If you're looking for a powerhouse build to take into Nightfalls, raids, dungeons, or anything else, you don't have to look very far. The Assassin's Cowl has been a top tier exotic for a very long time, but it has never been more effective and more useful than it is now with the new Threadrunner build, available in Season of Defiance. And with that, we've come to an end of today's video on the Assassin's Cowl Strand Hunter build. Let me know your thoughts on this build in the comments below, and what your thoughts of Destiny 2 Lightfall are so far. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.